Good morning. This is the Wednesday, November 19th, 2008 edition of the Master Pattern Report, and I'm the moderator, Robert J. Flower, otherwise known as Dr. Bob. It would appear that we're starting to turn into a cash society as cash is becoming king. Credit does not seem to be loosening up. Mortgages are down. Uh, Real estate sales made a little bleep last month, but everything else is falling apart. That was principally because of foreclosure sales, and it looks like that will be the real estate market for the next several years anyway. The idea is that we need to hold on to the equity portion of our society and our economy before it goes any lower, and we have to keep careful watch on what's going on with Washington to determine that. Now, relative to our prediction analysis, we are now 59 out of 60, and so far as future calls, we're only going to make one for this week. That will be tomorrow, the 20th. We're expecting a very big move tomorrow. It seems like we're bouncing off of this 840 level in there for the S&P. If this thing breaks down tomorrow, or even today for that matter, down below that level, we're in trouble. It will be a deep and profound drop. It wouldn't surprise me because November does not look like a very good month coming up. We realize that it hasn't been good so far, but for the rest of the month it does not look good. December does look much better, and we will hold to our original prediction that we think that we will end up on an up note. Whether that means it's going to be a break-even year, I can't tell you, but it does at this point anyway. But it does look like that December will be a much better period. A little discussion about our master pattern and energy. The market eruptions that we're seeing, these wild trends of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900 points in a day, are indicative of energy moves that equate to the birth and death of stars. Stars in our universe are born and die the same way. They explode. When it comes to an end of a cycle for a star, a life cycle, so to speak, it explodes. That then gives birth to new stars, or a new star. The energy is transmitted and reused in accordance with the law of thermodynamics. Energy in the stock market is the same damn way. It's just a matter of recognizing and understanding how it's functioning. And what we have been going through with these wild gyrations, actually over the past 9 months, 8 months, is just that. We're coming to an end of a cycle. How long it will last, we think it's going to be a while yet before it explodes. And as we said before, we're looking at the next 18 months to 36 months as a time period before the economy as we understand it and the stock market as we understand it has some very dire consequences. Can it be prevented? Maybe. I think that what will happen, and I'm doing a white paper on this, I think what will happen is we will see radical change. We'll see change in our form of economics, in our form of governance even. If you've been watching any of the major news channels, you'll notice that lately now cities are calling for bailouts as well as numerous businesses, which is something that we predicted as far back as a year ago, that you will see not only major businesses, but you'll see cities, counties, and even in some cases maybe a state or two, and certainly countries. We're already seeing that. So it's going to be a matter of how this all plays out, how the new administration is going to approach things. Are they going to take a novel approach? Are they going to be creative? It appears that the way they're talking, they're going to be creative. Let's see what happens. Let's hope that happens, so that when this explosive cycle ends, it will not end as drastically as what some people may think it will. Oil, well, we've had some inquiries about oil, and we think that oil is probably going to bottom at somewhere around $50, $49. If it does manage to break that, it looks like it's going to be about $42 to $43. You remember back in June when it was going from 135 up, we predicted $147 as the top, which is exactly where it topped out. And we predicted at that time that we thought $80 oil was possible, and now we're looking at conceivably $40 oil. With a big move towards different alternative energies, anything is possible, baby. Just keep this in mind, that at the end of the last 4 centuries, there has always been a new form of energy that has been discovered. Now, whether that's going to be wind or some sort of hybrid type of energy, fuel cell, it looks like fuel cells may be the way of the future, but it certainly looks like this will be a blow-off. Does not mean that oil may not rise up to much higher levels in the interim, especially now with winter setting in the United States. It historically means higher prices for oil, but again, these are different times. We're not in normal times anymore here. Okay, so that's pretty much it. The one other comment I had relative to the master pattern charting, I was hoping to have you a sample of the chart. I will do it next week, but our market chart analysis insofar as tops and bottoms, which has been extremely accurate going back 3 years, has indicated, we've confirmed that there was a market bottom on October 10th, which is exactly the day we had called it. It did temporarily drop down below that, but that seems to be the turnaround date for the market. Ever since then, we've been bouncing off of that bottom in a shortened span of up and down. We're not, again, we'll know within the next couple of days whether or not that's going to hold or whether it's going to continue. But at some point here, we certainly think, and it may be at the end of the month, we may see new lows here, and or testing the existing lows, and then in the beginning of December, which is only a couple of weeks away, we think that we'll see a more calming of the market and a move upward at that point. A lot of exciting things going on. Keep in touch. We will be in touch. I'm going to give you our email address, drrjf@yahoo.com. All right, that's it for this week, and we will see you early next week. Have a good week.